After many years of quietly kicking around, after many delays, Biomutant is almost here. Everything that I've seen up until this point really impressed me, and I am looking forward for the 25th of May, which is the release date of Biomutant. So today we will take a look at some of the most interesting features that this game has to offer: classes, mounts, combat system, karma and more. Expect a huge and vibrant world map with plenty of activities, side quests and 6 different tribes to handle, which we will discuss about in just a bit. But before we start, as usual, if you enjoyed this video at any point, don't hesitate to subscribe and leave a thumbs up because it would be super appreciated. Also, you should know that besides reviews, I post guides and gameplay, so make sure you stay tuned. Let's begin with the story and the karma system, which is one of the most exciting features that makes this game stand out. The big picture is that you will be the protagonist in an action kung fu RPG with an ambitious mutation system, a post-apocalyptic world where humans are extinct and animals are ruling. The world is struck by a natural disaster as poisonous oils come up from beneath the surface, and you have to save the tree of life that has been polluted with evil. Along the way, the story can branch off in unique ways based on the decisions you make. This is where the karma system jumps in and allows the player to create context-specific stories with multiple endings possible. For example, the bosses and the bodies in the game can be spared. The question is, could you resist the temptation of not executing them? Those of you who played Mount & Blade Bannerlord and had fun executing all of the captured generals, you should know that this is not the best approach. The game has 6 different tribes, and you will have to side with one of the tribes at the beginning. By completing missions, you can become the tribe's champion, which will give you access to the tribe's special combat moves, specific weapons, and access to merchants that will sell you new gear. Or you can simply choose to exterminate them all. But why not making friendships with cute furry animals to accompany them in their travels and be BFFs forever? You see, this is the cool part. You are the boss and you decide how you want to shape the world. Now, every tribe has his own vision about how to approach the apocalypse. Some of them want to let the Tree of Life die, while others want to save the tree. You will decide which path you want to take. This brings us to the next cool feature of this game, which is the character creation screen. Right from the very beginning, you have all of these options to customize and shape your character in cool and versatile ways. Now you surely want to play a little bit with these and explore the options. You have 6 breeds to choose from, each one having his own mutations, which make your squirrel stronger, more agile depending on what you choose. You can mutate your character even more by choosing what you want to put emphasis on. Now of course, choosing strength will make you look bulkier, agility will make you look tiny, intellect will make you look like a nerd, and so on. Or you can go for a more centralized approach, which is not going to change your character looks very much or your stats. The next thing you can do is to choose your resistance to certain elements that will help you resist in polluted environments. You can also customize your fur color, and there are 6 classes to choose from depending on your preferences. For example, the commando looks like a sniper for me, so I suppose he is good in ranged combat. The Psy-Freak is some sort of crazy magician, which surely has some cool abilities, and the Deadeye looks like he is capable of both melee and ranged combat right from the very beginning. The next cool feature is the traveling system. With a map as large as this, it's natural to have other ways to travel. Of course, you can choose to travel by foot, or you can have one of those cool gadgets and mounts to help you move around faster and resist the environment. Elemental resistance also matters a lot in exploration, and the progression is largely tied to how long you can survive in the most dangerous and radiating environments. One of my personal favorites is this giant robot, but there are a lot out there like water skis, balloons and more. You also need those vehicles to fight the World Eaters. Not only that, but those vehicles can also be upgraded. There are a lot of mounts in the game which come in different shapes and forms that you can tame and utilize. I believe that you can find them in all sorts of places, so yeah, exploration is definitely important. The crafting system is another important part of this game. Based on your resources, you can create different types of weapons with radically different accuracy, critical chance, damage types and so on depending on the parts gathered. Loot is also customizable as anything else is. Each component comes with stats associated with whatever material they are made of. You can see all the pieces and put them on the gun, mix the materials to craft swords, guns, rifles, and also add some special effects like ice, electricity, fire, and so on. Now, there is a durability matter attached on every weapon you create, so you will have to keep an eye on that. The combat system also looks amazing because you can mix between melee, ranged attacks and special abilities, so crafting your gear in accordance to your playing style is of course of highly importance. Just to understand the emphasis the developer put on the combat system, they already had the full content game back in 2017, but they invested some more years in order to improve the combat and make everything intuitive and fluid. From what we can see, it looks just amazing. Of course, it has some things in common with games like Kung Fu Panda or Ratchet & Clank, but I think that this game is just next level. And we are only scratching the surface here because we don't know everything yet until we get our hands on the game. Let's talk a little bit about the Word Eaters. The Word Eaters are those huge bosses that you will encounter along the way. They want to destroy the Tree of Life, so you need to go to the end of each of the 5 routes in order to stop them. There are massive boss fights that require more specialized equipment to fight. Interestingly, you can either kill them or allow them to live, which will have a direct impact on your karma system. In order to succeed, you will need special tools and gear, so make sure you explore and help the others, because in order to succeed, you will need that special tools and gear. If you pre-order the game, you will get the mercenary class as a free bonus. We do know that it has some special perks combination and a cool katana. I suppose that it's some sort of special class, probably stronger than the others, but we will see that along the way. The class can be purchased separately post-launch if you don't choose to pre-order the game. In terms of PC requirements, I would say the game is not very demanding. Everything that we've seen was made by Experiment 101, a small Swedish studio with a team of 20 people who I believe made an excellent job. So this is all. We had a look at some of the most interesting features of Biomutant. If you enjoyed this video at any point, a thumbs up would be super appreciated.